talk will be from Damien Dupre on our Global Business suite of courses. There's Damien.
Hi everyone.
Hello, salut.
How are you?
Not too bad. I'm okay. I'm going to quickly turn myself off though, Damien, because there's drilling behind me and it's quite loud, so I hope it's not coming through. But
No worries.
I'm
That's
going to turn
fine.
myself off and turn the microphone over to you, and I'll see you again in a few minutes, okay?
Okay, no worries. Hi everyone. Welcome to this presentation of global business. So global business, oops, sorry, I'm going to start from scratch. Yes, global business is probably the most exquisite degree in the business school, because it has a very high requirement of CAO points in entry, but it provides both a huge experience in industry, a huge experience in international, and 2 degrees, not only one, but 2 degrees. So that's a very nice package to have. So as I told you, in the business school, it's the program which requires the highest amount of points in the business school. So it is very hard to entry to get some places in the program, especially because we have a limited amount of places. So 15 for France, Germany 15, Spain 10, USA 15, and Canada only 5 places. So only the applicants with the highest amount of points will be selected to these places. But when you are in, I can assure you that it's a great experience that you will have. So basically, we have 5 different country track. So you will be able to spend 2 years in DCU and 2 years either in France, in Germany, in Spain, in USA, or in Canada at our partner university. So as I told you, you are spending 2 years in DCU. Basically, you are doing all the business module that normal student will do, but you will also do at the end of the second year a work placement in Ireland. So that's a 6-month work placement, and it's already a nice experience, especially because you can get paid for this first internship. So it's a win-win situation. And then at the end of the second year, you are flying for our partner university. And there you will do the course as you were a student of this university. And you will have another 6 months internship included. And there again, you could be paid for this second internship. So in France, we are partners with a Neoma University Business School in Reims, which is only 1 hour by train to Paris. So that's very handy to find your internship in Paris and to stay in Reims. In Germany, the university is based on in Reutlingen. So Reutlingen is not a very big city, but it's very close to Frankfurt. So that means all the big automotive industries are there, and it's very handy to access to them as well. In Spain, we are partner with the University of Madrid. Excellent city and excellent, very dynamic in terms of industries as well. In Canada, we are partner with a university very close to Toronto, actually very close to the Niagara Falls. So that's a nice feature to visit. And in the US, we are partner with Northwestern University in Boston and San Diego University, University of San Diego. So why to choose global business? So it is a unique program in Ireland. It is dual degree. That means you are graduated from DCU, but also from either Neoma University in France or Northeastern University in the US. So that's excellent. You have these two work placements, one here in Ireland and one abroad. So that's a very, very nice experience to have. And obviously, there is this 2 years international. You will enjoy a lot to be abroad, to be integrated in the culture of the country. And finally, because of all of that, 2 degrees, 6 months internship, and a very strong international experience, then you are going to be very attractive for organization, either in Ireland, but anywhere in the world, and especially in the country where you have done your second partnership, the second degree. So that's the reason why there are so many points required and so few places. So what will you study? So in DCU, as I told you, you will take all the classic business module in first year, Business 101, the new critical thinking, or learning innovation for enterprise life, which is a very excellent module. It has received a lot of awards. Honestly, DCU Business School it's a very nice one in terms of teaching and in terms of student experience. But what will happen is in year 2, you will have a first classic semester with finance, market research, statistics a little bit. And in the second semester, you will have your full semester dedicated to this first internship. Then in the year 3 and year 4, you will fly away from DCU and you will follow the different modules of the partner university exactly as you were registered for it. So 2 internships, one in Ireland and one in the country where the partner university is based. Obviously, the partner university is going to help you to find this internship because sometimes can be hard to know how it's work, and all partner university have dedicated offices in order to help you in this purpose. So the partner institution, again, Neoma Business School, Reims, France. It is an amazing partner because Reims is registered in the UNESCO World Heritage for the cathedral, and also it is very important city in France, not only for history, but also for the Champagne. It's the capital of Champagne region, and there is a lot of industry based on the Champagne, and it is a very flourishing industry. Germany, Reutlingen, as I told you, very close to Frankfurt. We have a lot of students working and doing their internship in Daimler, Mercedes, BMW, Porsche, and they are enjoying their time in the automotive industry. In Spain, Madrid, nice and dynamic city as well. USA, Boston, the most Irish of all USA cities. San Diego's, if you prefer some sun, and San Diego is a great opportunity as well. And finally, in Canada, we are partnered with Brock University in St. Catherine, which is very between Toronto and Niagara Falls. So it's very close to the US as well, so you can do some travel while you are there. So nice experience as well. So the dual degree, you will be graduated from DCU in global business, but you will be also graduated from the partner university, and each partner university have a specific name for this program. So in France, you will be graduated with their own specific degree, which is the same in Germany, Spain, and in the US and Canada as well. So that means your CV will be rock solid to apply to positions and nice positions. Okay, obviously DCU is not only teaching is learning, it's about experience and student experience. And when everything will go back to normal, you will be able to enjoy all the DCU societies. Sports club DCU is very famous for their sports team, GAA, for example, and other sports, obviously. But we have a very famous hackathon in which you can develop your business skills and to showcase your ability to manage projects, for example. So in terms of internship in Ireland, you will have the possibility to apply to any big industry in Dublin or in the full island of Ireland. So that means that can be Galway, that can be Cork or Belfast, for example. In these companies, that can be any kind of type of company, financial companies like AIB or Bank of Ireland, but also the Kerry Group, that can be Intel, that can be a lot of different companies. Abroad, it's going to be the same thing. You will be able to apply to an internship anywhere in the country of the partner university. So that will be anywhere in US, anywhere in Canada, anywhere in France. Actually, in France, you can also apply in all French-speaking countries. That means Belgium, Luxembourg, Switzerland, some African country, some South American countries, some islands next to Australia as well. So there is a lot of opportunities in French-speaking internships. And for Germany, you will have all these very big industries next to Reutlingen. So the graduates, as I told you, they are going in very different paths. The reason is because at the last year of your program, you will have some specialism. So the beginning of the program is very much about having a bit of everything. And at the end, you will specialize yourself in, for example, banking, European affairs, European law, regulation, finance, marketing, management, human resources, and so on. There is multiple specialism that you could specialize in. So now, I know it is very complicated. There is so many programs in at the business school. And there is one program which is can look like similar, which is called international business. So global business, international business. The title looks very similar, but the differences are massive. So international business is 1 year abroad, and you have only one degree. It's basically an Erasmus program based. Whereas in global business, you have a specific degree from DCU and from the partner university, because it's a real partnership between DCU and this university. And you will have also 2 intra-placements and 2 years abroad. So that's the big difference with international business. So generally, you are probably already asking to me in the chat first about accommodation abroad. So you will have to find your accommodation abroad. So that can be on campus. The university can provide some accommodation, but you need to apply to that. And it's not included in the price of the program. But because you have to find your accommodation, you can also choose to go in the private environment. For example, I know that students in Reims really like to be in the historic city center because it's cheap and it's lively and it's very nice. So you would choose not only on-campus accommodation, but also private in the city. So here is a big question which is also asked. How much I'm going to pay in the partner university? You are going to pay only the price of what you would pay at DCU. That means you can be graduated from a US university with just the fees of DCU. So that's why it is very attractive. And honestly, all the business schools with who we are partner with, they are very fancy business schools, and that's actually an advantage to pay DCU fees for all of them. Other question, is it expensive abroad? Well, that's a good question. In general, US will be a bit more expensive than Ireland. Canada will be a bit expensive as well, but Madrid, Reutlingen, and Reims will be a bit cheaper than in Dublin, especially in terms of accommodation. So stay connected, obviously, and I'm looking forward to answer to your plenty of questions. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Damien. So our first question is just about the organization of the internships. So
Yes.
you might just talk people through the fact that we have an intra office and how that goes with global business organizing the Irish component of their internship.
Yeah, absolutely. So the intra office is so efficient. The intra office is helping you to find your second year placement. So the placement in Ireland. Intra has a platform which is getting all the ads from the job ads from the companies. And so you can apply directly on the platform Intra. And the Intra will create the contract of internship for you and will help you in being successful in the interview and helping you on your CV as well. So it's a very strong help to have that.
Okay.
Yes, the partners.
No, Damien, go for it. Sorry, I'm interrupting you, so go for it.
Sorry?
Keep going. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Oh yeah, no worries. No, I was saying that all the partners university will have their own service, which are going to help you for the second internship as well.
Okay, great. And I have to say, actually, even just, because alumni is part of my job, sometimes you get requests and stuff like that. I always find that the people that did global business are so helpful. The alumni or people that are like current DCU students that are in, say, France or Germany or the US, they're so helpful to the students that are about to go over.
Absolutely. And there is a reason for that I haven't presented, but this global business degree is integrated into a network of university called IPBS. And there is a good connection between the students from all universities, and they are doing events and they are sharing experiences. So they are already inside a network of connections. So that's probably why they are familiar with being nice, helpful, and communicative.
They're super. Okay, so next question. We've got 12 now, so we do have to go pretty quickly to knock through all of these because the course is only 2 years long, is it very intense? Do you come out with as high a degree you would as if you had done the course for 4 years?
Yeah, no, in fact, what you have to think of is abroad, you are going to do the continuation of what you will do in Ireland.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we have this double degree. It's because you are going to have 4 year long program, but the first part is very similar to what you would do in Dublin. And the second part, instead of doing that in DCU, you are doing it abroad.
Yeah. So to that person, we kind of call that sort of curriculum mapping. So the partner universities work very closely together to make sure that the course content is a continuation. So you shouldn't really think about it as two separate degrees. You should think about it, even though it is, but it's still an integrated degree. And I really wouldn't think about it as high a degree. I mean, this is a degree that is extremely well known in Ireland and overseas and recognized for exactly what you've done by doing 2 degrees. I mean, it's an incredible thing. When you go abroad, you learn through the language of the country abroad.
Oh, you would. So there is a language requirement to enter in a global business. So you need to be a bit familiar, but it's very low level. I think it's H4, if I'm correct. And during the 2 years in DCU, 1/3 of the modules will be dedicated to language. So we are going to help you to build up on be efficient abroad. So we are expecting you to be not fluent, but very easy in the language when you arrive, when you step in your partner university. And there, obviously, because you are integrated in a completely foreign language, you will learn very quickly as well. So you will probably end up fluent in the language.
Yeah, and there's nothing to be kind of concerned about in that, right, Damian? You know, I mean, there is that language requirement of the H4 to come in, and you'll get through it and you'll thrive. The people that do this course love it and know that they want that experience and that they love the language part.
Absolutely, yes. So you need to know that you are willing to learn the language, but after it comes very easily because each language, they have their own culture, and you like not only the language but the culture as well. And
Yeah.
and then it comes very it's very straightforward.
Are there on average, this is a good question, I haven't seen this one before, Damian. Are there on average a lot of men in comparison to women on the course?
I haven't checked. I actually that's a good point, but to me, the proper, so I don't have the numbers, but the proportion doesn't appear to be disproportionate for me. So that's fine, I think.
Yeah, I always feel like there's a good mix whenever you meet the
Absolutely.
students. I think this is a bit of a general one to answer, but how fluent must you be to study in France? Like, for example, do you have to be at, well, this person doesn't specifically ask, but let's say like on the Common European Framework or anything, do you have to be at like a niveau C1 or B2 or whatever it is?
To do what? Sorry, can you repeat?
To study abroad in France, how fluent must you be?
Oh, to study in France. I don't know actually. So the France, France, Spain, and Germany, they have a very good support for foreign students. So not only English speaking, but mainly for the Chinese and Asian. So if you have troubles, they will provide you additional evening lectures. So you will, whatever is your level when you arrive, they are going to support you in order for you to be able to succeed in your studies. So that's
yeah. I mean, I think that students thrive. They get on very well when they go abroad, right? It's not
absolutely.
It's not something to be scared of. It's something to welcome. And in our experience of the Naoma students, they also speak very good English. So I think if you're stuck, it's not like it's total immersion, people will understand what you mean. If you like global business but don't get the points and you opt for international business, can you transfer?
Oh, there is no transfer because in general, well, in all the time, the amount of places are full. So that means because people, they are not dropping out, I can't recruit anyone else because I have a certain amount of places.
Yeah.
So the thing is, if you want to get in from the beginning. That's my strongest advice.
Okay, so there are a lot of questions about the language component. So there's a question here. So what do you do in DCU in relation to your language modules, e.g. French in this case? There's just one more here. That's what level of foreign language do you need to understand the lectures abroad? That was quite similar to the one that was asked a couple of minutes ago. There's another here that I'll answer directly. And do the assignments have to be written in French? So there are a couple there related to the language part that you might cover off, Damien.
Yes, very quickly. So about your modules of language in DCU, so I told you that's 1/3. So that's a very high amount, and that will cover everything from the basics of the language, but also how to do business in the language, because we are here in the business school. But it will also cover the culture and the history of the country in the language. So you will have a full understanding of the language. Then abroad, yes, so you will be a full student of the partner university. So you will have to do your exams in the language. But honestly, there is no problem. I haven't had the feedback of any students struggling in either Spanish or French or German. Everything went fine.
Okay, let's see what else. There's some of these that I can answer through typing when we move into the next one. Will there be any extra places this year?
No, the places are negotiated with the partner university. So, so no extra places, I'm afraid.
Okay, is it a very heavy course? Do students need to have time to balance study and social activities? So like in terms of time commitment and kind of workload and stuff?
It is as heavy as any kind of other program, not only in the business school, but anywhere else. It's the same amount of ACTS required, so very similar.
Okay, are there limited places in either Boston or San Diego universities? And do you get a choice? You might talk about the choice because I know there's a particular process for the US in choosing which one you go to, but you might also talk about the number of places available. Damien.
Absolutely. So when you apply to US, you can't choose if you go to Boston or to San Diego. The choice is given at the end of the first year of global business, and it's offered according to the results in the first year. So the highest mark of year one is going to be able to have the first choice and so on. And the reason is because we have only 10 places for Boston and 5 places for San Diego. So if you want to have the choice, you have to perform very well. But honestly, I would have the choice between San Diego and Boston. I wouldn't be able to choose. These two cities have two assets that...
I think it depends on how much you really don't like the cold. You'll have sun all year round if you go to San Diego, and you'll have lovely sun when the sun comes in Boston, but you'll have a harsh, cold Boston winter.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, we've still got lots. Now, I should be able to type through some of these myself, but just any, while you're still there, how many people are on the French course every year? You probably know off the top of your head, do you? 15, isn't it?
15, yes.
15, yeah. There's another one about entry requirements, so I can handle that one. Do we get a lot of time to get to know the other people in other courses, even though we'll be in language lectures and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely, because you will be mixed with the other program. in DCU in the first 2 years. So you will be able to know people from international business or from business studies as well. So that's it's a very nice integration indeed.
Okay. And how long does the second internship last?
6 months.
6 months. Okay. All right. We're getting through them. Do we learn about the culture of the other countries? So let's say this person looks like they're interested in one of the North American options rather than France or Germany. So will they be able to learn about French Canadian and American culture too?
Oh, yes, actually, because we have a certain amount of optional module, so you could take culture of Germany, despite the fact that you are going to the US. So,
Yeah.
so that's possible, but it's just an option. Like you will have also other possibilities.
I can type answer the rest of them. There's just one here that I'm not sure on. Has it ever occurred that you don't get in even if you have the entry points?
Yes, so
Yeah.
if there is more applicants than the number of seats, of places, that means we are going to select the ones with the highest point. But yeah, so that depends on the years.
Yeah.
So
The others, now we're at 1 o'clock and we do have Gary, I'm sure, waiting on the sidelines to get in. So to the people that Damian didn't get to, I can type answers to those ones. I know them. So Damian, would be great to see so much interest in the course. It's always a popular one. And thanks a million for being
Well,
with us this afternoon. Enjoy
well,
the rest
thank
of
you
your
so
weekend.
much, Caroline, and thank you everyone for being there. And don't forget Global Business. It's a very, very nice place to be.
It's a great place to be. Okay, thanks a million, Damian. And for anybody who really wants to kind of weigh up those options of business international versus global business, absolutely stay on the line now because Gary Sinclair is going to be coming in to talk to us about that option for business studies international.